نبرد آغاز شده است، سالها ظلم و ترس، یه پیام از پادشاه آیندمون، پایان حکومت اسلامی نزدیک است. برای آزادی خود بجنگید، شجاعت شما پاداش خواهد گرفت. قدرت مردم آزادی دوباره برقرار خواهد شد. سابق خود بازگردی، تخت پادشاهی وارث واقعی ایران. رضا پهلوی امید و آرامش می آورد، آری از ترس و نامیدی. سقوط انقلاب اسلامی، پرچمان برداشته شده و پاره شده است. برخاستن از خاکستر، بازگشت شیر و خورشید. ملت بزرگ ایران بازگشت به شکوه سابقان. آزادی برای مردم ایران، فصل جدیدی از داستان آنها. تاریخ غنی سنت، ادیان باستانی تنمور. هنر، فرهنگ و علم، رفع محدودیت برای جامعه. در سراسر کشور گسترش می‌یابد، همراه با همسایگانشان. ثبات در منطقه با شجاعت و کارشان. نبرد برای استقلال، سقوط رژیم نزدیک است. میلیون ها نفر جان خود را به خطر می‌اندازند، همچنان که به سوی تهران را پیمایی می‌کنند. مرگ بر دیکتاتور، رژیم سقوط خواهد کرد. اهتزاز پرچم، شیر و خورشید، صلح و آزادی برای همه. پادشاه به زودی باز خواهد گشت، ایران دوباره قیام خواهد کرد. رضا پهلوی رهبر واقعی ماست، آزادی در دوران حکومت او باز می‌گردد. ملت بزرگ ایران بازگشت به شکوه سابقان. آزادی برای مردم ایران، فصل جدیدی از داستان آنها. تاریخ غنی سنت، ادیان باستانی تننو. هنر، فرهنگ و علم، رفع محدودیت برای جامعه. نبرد آغاز شده است، سالها ظلم و یه پیام از پادشاه آیندمون، پایان حکومت اسلامی نزدیک است. برای آزادی خود بجنگید، شجاعت شما پاداش خواهد گرفت. قدرت مردم آزادی دوباره برقرار خواهد شد. به شکوه سابق خود بازگردید، تخت پادشاهی وارث واقعی ایران. رضا پهلوی امید و آرامش می آورد، آری از ترس و نامیدی. سقوط انقلاب اسلامی، پرچمان برداشته شده و پاره شده است. برخاستن از خاکستر، بازگشت شیر و خورشید. ملت بزرگ ایران بازگشت به شکوه سابقان. آزادی برای مردم ایران، فصل جدیدی از داستان آنها. تاریخ غنی سنت، ادیان باستانی تننو. هنر، فرهنگ و علم، رفع محدودیت برای جامعه. صلح در سراسر کشور گسترش می‌یابد، همراه با همسایگانشان. ثبات در منطقه با شجاعت و کارشان، نبرد برای استقلال. سقوط رژیم نزدیک است، میلیون ها نفر جان خود را به خطر می اندازند، همچنان که به سوی تهران را پیمایی می کنند. مرگ بر دیکتاتور، رژیم سقوط خواهد کرد، اهتزاز پرچم شیر و خورشید، صلح آزادی برای همه.
پادشاه به زودی باز خواهد گشت، ایران دوباره قیام خواهد کرد. رضا پهلوی رهبر واقعی ماست، آزادی در دوران حکومت او باز می‌گردد.
ملت بزرگ ایران، بازگشت به شکوه سابقان، آزادی برای مردم ایران، فصل جدیدی از داستان آنها. تاریخ غنی سنت، ادیان باستانی، تنوع هنر، فرهنگ و علم، رفع محدودیت برای جامعه. The battle has begun. Years of cruelty and fear, a message from our future king. The end of the Islamic regime is near. Fight for your freedom, your courage will be rewarded. The power of the people, freedom will be restored. Back to your former glory, the throne of the real heir of Iran. Reza Pahlavi brings hope and peace, free of fear and despair. The fall of the Islamic revolution, its flag is removed and torn. Rising from the ashes, the return of the lion and the sun. The great nation of Iran, back to its former glory. Freedom for the Iranian people, a new chapter in their story. A rich history of tradition, ancient religions of diversity, arts, culture and science. Removal of restrictions for the community. Across the country, together with their neighbors. Stability in the region with their courage and their work. Battle for independence, the fall of the regime is close. Millions risk their lives as they march towards Tehran. Death to the dictator, the regime will fall. Waving the flag of the lion and the sun. Peace and freedom for all, the king will soon return. Iran will rise again. Reza Pahlavi is a real leader. Freedom returns during his reign. The great nation
and good morning. I'm changing up. I was finding some stuff to put up on the screen. There's a few more I have. It's like, bring them down. Bring them down now. Anyway, good morning. In approximately 1 hour, Reza Pahlavi is going to be addressing the press. He's going to be doing a press conference. I have it ready. You can see it on C-SPAN, which I'll share on the screen. You go to cspan.org. You see what it says? Holds news conference on Iran protests, 10 a.m. Eastern. So you can go to C-SPAN if you would like to watch it there. I'm going to air it here. Excuse me. I believe, I hope I didn't. I probably did. I'm going to have to re-log in. But I do have a subscription to this based on my TV provider. And let me see if I've got it ready to go. Yes. So C-SPAN, I have it on the screen. I'm not going to show it yet.
Hello,
Oh my God, Alexa, stop! That was my alarm, but I got up earlier than expected. So I've got the C-SPAN ready to go.
The time is 9 a.m.
Alexa, stop. She talks too much. I did get one video I downloaded this morning. I wish it happened already, Jade, but I think it's coming. Let me just bring this video up. Look at what's going on in the streets of Iran now. William. Oh my gosh. All right, she puts up a lot of stuff. Let me just get this all sorted. Okay, let me lower this. Look at that. Look at that. So you can see what's going on there with the martial law. They're bringing in the reinforcements. So definitely, I don't want, and it looks like in some places. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna lower this. Let me lower this because she's gonna drive me nuts already. I just started. It looks like definitely in some areas, martial law full effect, suppressed the protests. And now I think people are just sitting back and just waiting to see if anything happens. Waiting for another opportunity. I mean, how many more people are going to get slaughtered, killed, and imprisoned? You know, they're not hearing messages from the president. They're not hearing messages from Pahlavi. They're not. Because he was instructing them, go out at 6 p.m. on those 4 nights consecutive. It's gone quiet. And now with the martial law, So I would think these people are terrified, especially when they were out on the streets in tens, hundreds of thousands, millions, and they think, they know, not think, they know they risked themselves by exposing themselves and doing everything that they were doing out there. And they're probably all worried about the repercussions, and they're going to come after them now. Yeah, the internet is shut down. I heard that they might shut it down till March. So, what is the solution now? Do you think that the regime is going to hold power? Another revolution suppressed? Or do you think they're waiting to see what we do, if anything, to try to target the regime? It's a good question. I honestly think that the president will do something when he decides to do it. I do still believe that he will intervene and he will take action. It's just a wait and see, the timing. Flight radar looks normal. Nothing unusual on flight radar. And right now it is what? 5:40 almost p.m. Alexa, what's the time in Iran?
It's 5:35 p.m. in Iran right now.
Yeah. So nighttime is approaching, another night. Now, there's a lot of speculation. I'm one of them. Would it happen on the weekend? Would it happen this weekend? Would it happen next weekend? When the carrier is in position? Don't know. Everyone's guessing, like, is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? I mean, you could see what they're doing with these convoys of military equipment on the streets of Iran. Now, I don't know specifically where that video was taken, but we're all just going to have to wait and see. And like I said, in less than an hour now, the Crown Prince, Reza Pahlavi, will be doing a press conference. It's going to be interesting to see how much he says. Because, he doesn't want to overstep and definitely doesn't want to contradict the president. I think they have to be on the same narrative, working together, his team, the administration, the president. It's going to be really interesting to see what he has to say. You cannot ask these people to go back out there and sacrifice themselves. You just can't. Protest. Go protest. Take the institutions. Go, 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 go. We've got your back. We're going to help you. And they're waiting. And they're dying. And they're getting arrested. And they're getting identified. Because I was watching videos in like the last couple of weeks. You know what the IRGC was doing? The security police? They were standing on the side, but they were filming everybody. Why? They were trying to identify all the people out there, so at a later time, they can go to their homes and arrest them, or worse. Who knows? They were documenting all the people that were involved. That's what they were doing. I seen that at one point. That's scary. So all those people, you remember all the videos that were blurred out to protect their identity? Well, the security police were on the side filming them. Go ahead. We're not going to interfere, but we're going to identify all of you. We may not get you now, but we'll get you later. So imagine those people now in martial law, and they're in their homes worrying if they're going to get their doors smashed and the IRGC is going to come or security police are going to come to get them. They must be terrified, because it wasn't a few thousand that came out, or 10,000, or 100,000. It's like millions of people came out. I'm not saying they're going to slaughter millions of people. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people at risk. And that's scary. Think about how many people, if the numbers are correct, because we don't know, you hear all these numbers. But even in a 2-week period, the number I hear a lot is 12,000. What if it's 20,000? Can you imagine 20,000 people dead in 2 weeks? Or 4 nights? Or 2 nights? Depending on how many perished at any given time. And I don't want to make comparisons to other situations elsewhere, like in Ukraine or even Gaza. But that's insane, the amount of people that have been massacred in such a short span of time. It's horrific. So I honestly think how to videos, I honestly think there's still going to be action by the president. I don't think he's not going to do anything, because there would be a projection of weakness if he didn't. Diplomacy is not the way. Not with this regime. It's not the way. And have you ever known him? He tried, publicly. And yes, Besant put out a thing yesterday, which was ridiculous, because Iran's not going to agree to it. Not even, there's 4 of them. Iran's not even going to take one. Oh, we may be able to negotiate on this. They're not giving up their missile ballistic program, because that would be like, they'd be so vulnerable. They're more concerned about Israel. So now we're not going to have no defense. This is their way of thinking. Well, we're not going to defend ourselves. That's our deterrence. They have to give up their missile program. That's a non-starter right off the bat. They're never going to do that. Never. You have to hand over all enriched uranium, all of it, even the low percentage, all of it. That's not going to happen. No way. They have to release all the political prisoners right now. Good luck with that. This isn't Venezuela. Don't think that what you did in Venezuela you're going to do in Iran that easily. It's not that. You can't even compare. And no more support to the proxies. Oh, good luck with that. They already released a statement. The Iraqi, I think it was one of the proxies in Iraq, they were told to not get involved, like shoot missiles at the bases. They said, we will. If the United States attacks Israel, we will attack the U.S. bases. Allegedly, Khomeini told them, don't. Allegedly. Such bullshit. So any of those 4, they have to agree to all 4. Just pick one. It's no way going to happen. So you're not going to negotiate with them. Oh, I definitely think the number's way over 20,000 too. But I don't want to exaggerate. I'm trying to be more on a conservative side with the numbers, which is disgusting to even talk about. Whether it's 12,000, 20,000, that alone is disgusting. It's horrific. And how many people have been in prison? If you're talking 12, 20,000 people dead, how many people have been in prison now? 100,000? I mean, it's insane what's going on over there. But I still think this could be very well coordinated, or it could be a shit show. It's either one. I mean, those are the only 2 things I look at here. First of all, we always kept the presence, some type of presence, in the Persian Gulf or the Mediterranean. There was always some sort of presence. Not in the last year. They had a couple there when the Houthi thing was going on with Yemen. To have that void in such a tense region is an absolute shit show by this administration. The incompetence at the top for the people that should not be there. That person should not be there. Secretary of War. It's a shit show. Thank God the military does their job so efficiently and They're amazing. Our military is the best in the world, no doubt. But to see the blunder, to not to have the strategic assets in place. Look at, we're scrambling. So it's so unorganized. It's like nobody is thinking 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. Are they thinking in real time? I mean, it's like I said, it's either gross incompetence or something else. In my opinion. I mean, you should definitely have a presence near the Persian Gulf. Midnight Hammer happened 6-7 months ago. Isn't it interesting we're keeping a presence off Venezuela, but with the carrier, but we're not off Iran? What? Does that make any strategic sense? Do we need that strike group off of Venezuela now? Really? Mom, not now. I don't know. Now, maybe they're planning to have that there in the event they go after Colombia, Mexico. But you got to remember the proximity between the states, Puerto Rico, other locations is not far from these countries. Think how far Iran is. It's a lot, I don't want to say it like this, but it's a lot easier for us to strike from continental U.S. targets in South America than it is in Iran. It's a blunder. Forget about how Venezuela could have gone. Venezuela is done. That campaign is done. Could they hit again? Yes. But do you need a carrier strike group to do it? No. They have other assets in the area nearby. So much so, who do you think is more of a threat? Venezuela's army or their navy? Or their air force compared to Iran? You can't even compare. Where is the larger threat is what I'm saying. Where is the bigger threat? But no, they want to, because that's a lot of that is political. That's just a show of force, politicize it. That's what that is. A lot of it is political. But strategically, it doesn't make sense. And that's what I'm saying. It does not make sense. What are you saying now? Israel is silent because they're just sitting by and getting prepared. Like I said, my friend Commander Cobra messaged me last night, and I wish he wasn't working. He told me some interesting stuff on that text messages. Israel was very concerned they weren't prepared. Because there's a rumor, he said, that in a retaliatory strike, Iran would use a dirty bomb. Now, that must have raised major alarms and flags. That's what he wrote. That they were thinking of doing a dirty bomb in Israel, using one. That is no good. And I'll read what he said last night, what he sent me last night. And this guy's in the know. I can tell you that. This is a very credible source. Some people in the chat know who he is. And this is what he sent me last night. For some of you that were not here last night when I read this. Soft word, is Israel needed time to prepare for backlash after strike, and our forces can't use Qatar. Lincoln Group full speed west to get to strike range. I think the issues are hitting the right targets and ending the mullah thugs' control. The IRG Revolutionary Guard the problem. They need to be stopped. Rumors Iran uses dirty bombs on retaliation strikes. The Iranian government is going after itself. internal fights possible, overthrow. And some talk that IRG has arrested members of government. That's what he sent me. I was like, oh shit. And we kind of heard about the former president and I think his deputy, the foreign minister, they're on house arrest. Because there was rumor that, remember when we heard about that there was people within, please God, I hope this doesn't happen now. Remember there was the talk that there was communication internally from people in Iran with the United States for to negotiate. And I think what they were saying is we will get rid of the Ayatollah and we will be the interim.
Oh, I remember.
Ma, please. We will be the interim government. And these are the people that I think were involved in trying to make that happen. And now they're rounding them up. It was almost like a mini coup within Iran to get rid of the existing situation, but replace it with a transitional, but still have these people in power. They were trying to cling. And this is when we had the opportunity. Opportunity lost. That window has closed. But now, I think it really is going to come down to military action. I see no other way, unless this just fizzles away. That's the only other alternative I see. This goes away. Whatever happens in Iran happens in Iran. Or military intervention where we try to wipe out the IRGC as much as possible. Go after their leadership, the regime. Hopefully the Iranian army takes the side of the people, because that's two separate entities. And then the people rise again and complete the change within the country, because it is the people that have to do it. It has to be internal. But at this point, you see what's going on the streets. They have no chance. Not on their own. I have not heard anything about the carrier. You know, people are speculating it can move at this speed, that speed. It can get there in 2 days, 4 days, 7 days. Definitely not 7, sooner than that. There's so much speculation about where is the carrier. Everybody wants to know, where is the carrier? But I showed this now I don't know how updated, because I captured this a couple of days ago. And I don't know how updated it was when I screen shared it. But this is something I keep bringing up that's important. The situation with the 11 carriers. Now, this could be public just to put it out there. It doesn't mean that this is the case. But this is why I was referring to what I was saying earlier. The absolute... Somebody doesn't know how to play the board game right. Really. It's kind of scary. I always said that. If some shit really goes down, do we have the right people in place to handle a serious, major crisis? I'm questioning that for sure. No doubt about it. You know, we're dealing with a bunch of podcasters and news reporters and with really no background, no experience. It's scary when you think about it. And that's when people have to come to realize, oh shit. It's an oh shit moment. You could defend it as much as you want, but it is a seriously oh shit moment when you're dealing with incompetence. To be fair, from my opinion. Let me see if I find this screenshot that I took. So this is the screenshot I took a couple of days ago. 4 carriers are undergoing maintenance. 4 of them. Allegedly, the Nimitz is being decommissioned. It's in Washington. Because there were people saying, oh, but the Nimitz, was active not too long ago, but right now, this is the latest thing I grabbed. This was a couple days ago. I could try to see what else. So look at the empty void here and look at the empty void here. The Mediterranean, Red Sea, Persian Gulf. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Because this is off of Venezuela, and yes, I get it, of what happened initially. But do you really need this there now? Do you? When you have such a crisis going on here? But forget about trying to bring that here now. It's no way. Not happening. So they're moving the Lincoln from the South China Sea into the area, which now leaves this carrier right here. Number 3, the Washington, as the only real presence here throughout Asia. They got to consider North Korea. They got to consider Russia. They got to consider Taiwan. That's a lot for that one carrier group to cover, because they're leaving this now as a void. And China's looking at Taiwan. You know that. So a lot of this is also due because they're short. They're thin. You got to have the Pacific presence. You got to have a presence in the North Atlantic. You just have to. So we're thin. We're stretched really thin here. That's a problem. So that's also part of it. We're just so stretched thin. 4 carriers under maintenance. Now, you know, the Japanese thought something else was going on, and they were shocked when carriers started to appear. So just because that depicts that doesn't mean that is actually the what's going on in reality. You know what I mean? Just because that image shows that does not mean that that is actually accurate. Because that's public domain, you know. Is that really the situation? No. What's up, Angry Otter? I was stationed on a carrier. If the weather wasn't bad at all, it would be there tonight or tomorrow morning. Now let me ask you this question. Since you were on a carrier. Oh, there's definitely subs in the area. Oh, there's definitely subs in the area. You can bet on that. Let me ask you a question. After they get there, how long does it take? No, I should forget it. Don't even answer the question. I was going to say combat ready. A few hours, half a day. Don't even say it. I don't want to know. But it still is going to take time for them to get in the area and then prepare combat ready. I would assume, right? With all that being said, because our Arab allies don't want us to use their bases, they're afraid of getting hit, destabilize the region, destabilize their own countries, all that stuff. I think that's why the carrier is so important too, to have that capability. And to also, when that MQ-4C Triton drone is flying around and it's identifying activity, they can go in and hit those targets as they light up. Because that is one heck of a drone. Yeah, even though it's really a maritime, but still, it's Navy. But you guys that served would know a lot more than I. So, yeah. But we'll see what happens. Let's see. Today was a busy day on Flight 24 radar. I checked it. It looked normal to me. And just remember, we're only going to see what they want us to see with the transponders. If something was going on with the military, you're not going to see it. You're just not. Why would you? That'd be insane for them to show you what's going on. Like we're expected to see squadrons of planes on flight radar. Oh, hell no. You know. But I really think that they're waiting for the carrier to get in position. We were saying that days ago. Where's the carrier? Are they going to move the carrier? I read a think tank military. It was just one group that said the importance of the carrier and why not to strike without a carrier there. And I read it. It was a long article. I read it here. And it was right. That's what I think too. Once the carrier gets there, it's game on. I truly believe that too. That's right. That right where we want us to see. Yeah, they show us what, you know. They turn their transponders on. You see it. It's to get into heads too. But in less than about a half hour, Reza's going to speak. It's going to be on C-SPAN. So if you want to go watch it on C-SPAN. But I'm definitely going to air his press conference at 10 a.m. Eastern. So I just, you know, everybody is, well, I don't say everybody. Many are sitting back to see how this plays out and if and when anything happens. Let me close my door because this is definitely not going to happen today. I'll be right back.
I don't know if that door, Billy, with the radiator, okay?
Okay. Why is there a pizza here that's open and frozen? I don't get it. Why is this pizza here? On the table, this pizza. Where did this come from? Yeah, that. I didn't put that there. Oh boy, it's too early for this. Gotta be honest, too early. So anyway, we'll see how this goes, but it'll be on C-SPAN, like I said. And I'm gonna get it ready on the screen. They're taking calls right now on C-SPAN. And I hope this is the right C-SPAN channel because actually they have 3. But I'm highlighting one of them. So we'll see. I'm going to check to see if anything's going on X. And I'm going to actually check Truth Social. See if the president posted anything related to this. Because I'm sure it's related on other domestic issues that are going on. All right, hold on. I'm telling her that I'm live. She needs to stop. I don't see anything new on the president's Truth Social. And usually he posts a lot. He's quiet. I'm not going to read too much into that, but usually, you know, he's posting left and right. He's quiet. The last post I'm seeing is 13 hours ago. Meeting with Maria Corina Machado of Venezuela. So he's quiet. He's usually posting away at 4 or 5 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Let's see. Lindsay's probably on his way or in Israel to meet with Netanyahu. Oh my God. there's nothing really coming out that much now out of Iran. Just that one video that I showed earlier when I started. Now they're making comparisons to Iran becoming more like North Korea. That's a lot of rhetoric, but still, there's a lot of people saying that now. So I'm not seeing anything new other than that one regarding Iran. Nothing. What is this? Now, I don't know if this is true. This is 1 hour ago. And I cannot confirm this. This is Dr. Eli David post. He says Trump ordered 2 aircraft carriers, the Lincoln and the Bush, George Bush, and their strike groups to head toward Iran. I don't know if that's true. I know about the Lincoln, and we've seen where the Bush was located, allegedly. Now, if that's to get to the region, obviously it's not going to go to the Persian Gulf. It's probably going to go to the Mediterranean, which makes sense to have one on each side. So that's what somebody's mentioning here, and that was an hour ago. And then they use stock pictures of the carriers. That would be wise. And I would definitely start getting that carrier away from South America. We don't need that carrier off of Venezuela unless you're planning another operation in Colombia or even Mexico. Not right now. It's just sitting there. Unless, like I said, there's something else that we're not aware of. Cuba. We don't know. We could speculate. I can guess all day. It's in actually a pretty good spot. It's like right there in the middle of all these. It could reach any of them. You heard that too? What's up, Crafter? That was a cool video that you did yesterday. I appreciate it. I'm humbled by you doing that. That was actually pretty well done, and you did it fast. So, a friend, and like I said, I'm keeping an eye on C-SPAN. Right here. Because it should be starting in about 23 minutes, if it's on time. But a friend on YouTube chat, he made this yesterday. If I can find where it is. Did I download it? Yeah. Oh my gosh, where did I put this video? I know I downloaded it. Oh, I think I deleted it. I'm gonna have to redo it over. Accidentally, I deleted. I cleared a folder out and I deleted everything. Let me get it again. So how long do you think before the Bush carrier can get there? It's gonna be a lot longer, I think. If the positioning of it, see if anybody can figure that out. Let me tell you something. Iran is number one military power in West Asia. No joke. That's what I'm saying. You can't compare Iran with Venezuela. That's people. Some people were making that comparison. Are you serious? Are you really serious? I mean, really? How many planes did they have? Like 22 in their Air Force? What kind of Navy did they have? Yeah, they got a lot of guerrilla warfare individuals, and you wouldn't want to fight in the jungles. You know, that's different. But really, people, really? That was a pushover. Iran is not a pushover. Do not compare the two. All right, let me see. And a lot of the Venezuelan equipment was old Russian equipment. I mean, they did upgrades to them, but they were still. All right, hold on. I'm trying to get that link now. Except because I want to download the video.
Videos out there.
Oh my God, that actually scared me. Hold on. That you did a really good thing on that. It's funny how you chopped it up. Oh God. I'm trying to download the video. It's a lot easier to show it than go to X. Okay, right here. And this should take 5 seconds. One, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds. So Sepp in chat made this after I went off after the UN Emergency Security Council session, which was a joke. You know, aren't they usually a joke? What's going on here now? I still edit a lot of social media stuff. 10 to 12 days to get. Why would they, if they're in the Atlantic? What are you talking about? The last position of the Bush carrier was in the Atlantic. It's going to cross over the Atlantic and go through Europe. And I would assume it's going to go to the Mediterranean, while the other one is heading west and heading near the Persian Gulf area. So, because that's the way they did it the last time. They had a carrier in the vicinity near Israel, and they had another one at that time. I think it was near the Red Sea, near Yemen. They actually had two. I mean, to get it there, I think they're going to definitely bring it to the Mediterranean. That would be the fastest thing they can do. You still edit a lot of social media stuff? Okay, let me get this video up because we're going to watch this soon. Excuse me. So this is the video that he created. Let me pause it.
There are videos out there of innocent people killed by security forces. There's video out there. You see them walking and they're shooting them indiscriminately. And it is not Mossad, it's them. So the thousands of people that are dead right now, how many of them have you identified as Mossad or people that were working with the Mossad? Can you? Can you? So the thousands you slaughtered are all the result of this. Or how many Iranians are in prison right now? Are they all operatives of the Mossad? Or are they people willing to give up their lives or be arrested? Or even worse, you're telling me all those people who are speaking the name of the king, of their king that they want back, and death to the Ayatollah? Death to Khomeini. Also, those people are delusional. Like fucking you are. What are we to believe? You or the people?
I gotta say, I was so livid yesterday after watching that UN session. Oh my God. Oh, that was tough. I like I said, after he left and the other U.S. ambassador sat there, when the Iranian was speaking, I swear, when they showed her, she was like, somebody said it, and it was so true. It looked like she wanted to get up and punch him in the face. It looked like she wanted to jump over that table and grab him by the neck. And the stare down by one of the people that were there, there were two Iranians there that briefed the council. She was just constantly staring at him like she wanted to get him. I was like, wow. Well, like I said, the word that I'm more concerned about is, and I'm just going to say because somebody brought up hypersonic. First of all, anything Iran does, if Iran were to commit suicide, because they would be suicide, they would be eliminated completely. If they were to attack Israel and do significant damage or use a dirty bomb, they're done. You could say bye-bye to Iran. The United States will wipe them off the face. They're done. It'll be all out. Done. It would be the end of definitely the end of the regime. The worry is about the civilian population, but they're done. That would be very foolish. But if they're so desperate to hold power that they would try to launch an attack on Israel, they're writing their own death sentence. They're done. I mean, really. I mean, we hear about what Russia, they flaunt the use of tactical nukes and what you think the United States, you're not seeing the full breadth of United States military power here. If you think that, then you're really mistaken. It's conventional, more or less. It would be the end, absolute end. End. Now they might say, well, at least we got to Israel before we're done. It's like mutual destruction, I guess. If that's the kind of thinking, at least we got them, but you're done too. If that's something that you agree with, but they're done. Like Lindsey Graham said, they would unleash unholy hell on Iran. Like you've never witnessed before. I'm just saying. I God forbid that is to happen. Is that what people want? You know, like I said, this is really, really serious. I mean, this could be devastating in many ways for many people. And who suffers? The people suffer. Civilians suffer. Governments, it's one thing when governments go back and forth, but it's the people who suffer. And I mentioned this before. The population of Gaza was 40 to 50% children. Who's suffering in Gaza right now? This is not about being pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas, pro-whatever. It's the reality of the situation on the ground. 40 to 50% of the population of Gaza are children. Innocent children are suffering, let alone the other people. So, who suffers? You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. Who suffers? The people. There are people that love to see war. So, you know, there's a lot of bad things going around all over the world. Look what, I mean, even look what's going on here in the United States on the streets. With the anti-ICE protesters, however your political feeling is on this or thoughts. It looks like a war zone on some of our streets right now. What's going on? Look at Minnesota. So there's issues all over the world, including here. We're not numb to this. We know. We deal with it. But I don't see them shooting and killing people. I see a lot of tear gas, rubber bullets, etc. But my gosh. In 2026, no internet is like no water. They have internal internet called intranet, but still you can only connect to Iranian websites. And you're bringing up another great point about the water. And I don't know if I can find this that fast, but I was doing research on that. It is so bad. And it's that lake, because I'd heard that what they did with the construction affected it. And it had to do with that stupid design. Oh my God. This was 3 weeks ago. This is how bad. And you think this is going to get better? It's going to get worse. Iran faces water bankruptcy after decades of overpumping aquifers and dam construction. Iran is running out of water, with shrinking rivers, drying reservoirs, and collapsing groundwater, forcing the country to consider relocating the capital from Tehran. I read that. They want to go to the south. Way down to the south. Decades of poor planning, excessive water extraction, and the abandonment of ancient water systems have steadily pushed Iran to what experts now call water bankruptcy, a state in which water use far exceeds natural replenishment, placing intense pressure on city farms and ecosystems alike. And if you look at the satellite imagery of the before and after, it is unbelievable. This is severe. And that is a definite problem. But I saw a video, I think it was on YouTube, explaining it. It was like, oh my God. This was 3 days ago, and I cannot confirm it. We're going to be checking out Reza in a few seconds. But some of these want me to pay, and I'm not going to pay. There's not really good articles from the last week. that's not going to show me anything. Yeah, I'm surprised there's lack of information about it. To be honest, I'm not. Now, this is the Arab press. I'm not sure. I've never visited this. Iran faces escalating water crisis as protests spread. Severe shortages leave millions without water. So it is really bad. On top of everything, it's the water. And here's that person yesterday, the Iranian rep, drinking water, like how many times? 4 times? I'm like, you're drinking water and your people are dying from thirst. What a class move that was. Not. Disgusting. All right, so I'm keeping an eye on C-SPAN. The question is, which C-SPAN is it going to be on? Because there's 3 of them. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. What do you mean it's live? I'm looking at C-SPAN. It's supposed to be live on C-SPAN. You're saying it's live now? I'll check it. Hold on. Oh, no. Yeah, it says it here. It'll be live at 10. I'll keep that up too, but I'm keeping an eye on C-SPAN because it's going to be covered on C-SPAN. But that's good that you sent that link as a backup. And I'll put that on the screen just in case. Which is, that's the link you provided, so thank you. But I'll keep an eye on C-SPAN. I gotta close some windows. All right, we should be starting shortly. I'm just shocked at the fact that they're taking the people's internet didn't have a bigger backlash. I mean, this affects anyone. Do you think they care? I understand about the backlash. But, I mean, Elon tried to do... Oh, there's another thing that I read this morning. And it came from the other side. That Elon's going to change it back to the Islamic Republic flag. He's going to swap it out back. He's going to change the lion's sun back to the Islamic flag on X. I want to see if that's true, but that's something that came out. But they are that's a big branch of propaganda on Telegram. I have to see that to believe it. Hold on. Somebody. See, this is bullshit. And this came from some reporter in Israel. And I think she just posted this. Did she? Yeah. The USS Abraham Lincoln is heading toward the Middle East. Arrival in 7 days. Iran on high alert. No way. 7 days. They could have just put that out there on purpose. It's going to be there a lot sooner than 7 days. So I'm going to just show you a video that I just got. Here is documentation from today. A protest in Zahedan after Friday prayer, despite the heavy presence of repression forces at the site. Let's see. So that video just came in. All right, now it's time to watch C-SPAN, because whatever programming was just on is ending. Now I got to check which C-SPAN are they going to use, because there are 3. Nope, this one's going to be the president speaking about something else. No. We may have to use the link that you gave me. Let's do that. C-SPAN has got 3. Let me go to your link again. Let's just stay on Reza's thing. We're going to stay here. Unless C-SPAN is preempting their schedule to fit this, it's possible.
It's partly sunny.
Alexa,
and
stop.
24 degrees.
NASA administration. Okay, let's go to all the C-SPANs. Sep, do me a favor. Hello, Morgan. I didn't delete your chat. I'm not even paying attention.
The Giants hired John Harbaugh as their new head coach.
Don't
The
delete.
Knicks are performing well this season.
Don't
with
delete.
Jalen Brunson
Alexa,
out with
stop.
an
Don't delete. Don't delete. Dissolve Google. Why did you delete my chat? Just trying to help get the songs to Goldie. I did not. So Maj, just be easy on deleting stuff. They're just trying to help. What is this? Started at 10 a.m. Eastern. The president's on this C-SPAN talking about healthcare. This one is no. Tell me if he goes live on his X account. It got automatic deleted? Oh, maybe because he's trying to post something. Yeah. He probably used the link. Who was that? Okay, this is from the UN yesterday. Just let me know if it goes live on Pahlavi's X. Because I'm not seeing it on C-SPAN. It says live. All right, I'm going to blow it up. We're just going to go to it. It says live. So I'm going to leave it here. All right. Just trying to help get the songs to Goldie. I can put the links back in there. Dissolve Google from SoundCloud. I'll do that now. And no one intentionally did it to you, so I apologize for that, if you're still there. So this is the English version. Oh God, am I gonna have to switch accounts again? I think I do. We shouldn't have to. Is that link working? I know I'm looking at live on X. Is that link working? I understand, Sep. I just posted a link. Are you seeing it from one of the SoundCloud songs? Because it doesn't look like it's working for me. But is that Dissolve Google? Do you see a link above in chat or no? Because I might have to switch my YouTube, because I'm streaming to YouTube. And I'm not sure which one I'm looking at. It's hard for me to, when I do pop-outs. I don't see a link. Okay, so that means I gotta switch account. Okay, here we go. Forget about that right now. Audio's all the way up. Just waiting. Oh, I can hear his footsteps. All right, here we go.
Before I begin, please join me for a moment of silence for the courageous Iranian people who paid the ultimate price for freedom over the last 2 weeks. Thank you. The truth is now undeniable. The so-called Islamic Republic is not the government of Iran. It is a hostile occupying force that's hijacked our homeland. After invading 5 neighboring countries and sowing chaos across the region, this regime has invaded Iran itself, using foreign terrorists, Hezbollah fighters, Iraqi militias, and other mercenaries to slaughter the Iranian people. This is no longer mere repression. This is foreign occupation wearing clerical robes. Just as Saddam Hussein drowned the marshes in blood, and Bashar al-Assad turned barrel bombs on his own children, Ali Khamenei and his thugs have committed mass crimes against the Iranian people and against all of humanity. And just like those other tyrannies, the Islamic Republic will fall, not if, but when. The world must hear this clearly. The battle in Iran today is not between reform and revolution. It is between occupation and liberation. And the Iranian people have already chosen their side. Their heads are bloodied, but unbowed. Yet the cost has been heartbreaking. The people of Iran are being slaughtered in the streets and in their homes by a regime that shows no mercy. More than 12,000 Iranians were massacred in 48 hours. One murder every 14 seconds. Khamenei's killers even hunted the wounded protesters in hospitals and executed them in cold blood. The regime collected piles of bodies with dump trucks and forced worried families to search unlabeled body bags. They refused to return bodies for burial without payment for the cost of the bullets that killed their loved ones. And where a family cannot pay up to several thousand dollars, and most of them can't, they bury the dead in unmarked mass graves. And despite the lies you're hearing from the regime, its bloodlust has not diminished. The slaughter has not stopped. My brave compatriots, still holding the line with their broken bodies but unbreakable will, need your urgent help right now. Make no mistake, however, The Islamic Republic is close to collapse. Ali Khamenei and his thugs know this. That's why they are lashing out like a wounded animal, desperate to cling to power. The people have not retreated. Their determination has made one thing clear. They are not merely rejecting this regime, they are demanding a credible new path forward. They have called for me to lead. The bond between me and the Iranian people is not new. It's been with me since birth, and it cannot be broken. Even in exile, I pledged my life to the service of the Iranian nation. When Saddam Hussein invaded Iraq, I volunteered as a fighter pilot to defend my country against his invasion. Today, as my compatriots call on me for leadership, I reaffirm my lifelong pledge by stepping in to lead the movement that will take back our country from the anti-Iranian hostile force that occupies it and kills its children. I will return to Iran. I am uniquely positioned to ensure a stable transition. That's not my opinion. That's the verdict delivered loudly and clearly by the people in the face of bullets. Large sections of the army and security forces have already refused to participate in the killing of civilians. They have whispered their loyalty to me. Tens of thousands have already signaled their readiness to defect, and this process has been underway for months. What's clear is both the public and members of the military see me as a national figure who can unite all opposition forces from every background, ethnicity, Republican and monarchist, right, left, and everything in between. I have a comprehensive plan for an orderly transition, which is ready to be implemented immediately. The Iranian people are taking decisive actions on the ground. It is now time for the international community to join them fully. Today, I ask the world to do 6 things. First, protect the Iranian people by degrading the regime's repressive capacity, including targeting the Islamic Revolutionary Guard leadership and its command and control infrastructure. Second, deliver and sustain maximum economic pressure on the regime, block their assets worldwide, target and dismantle their fleet of ghost tankers. Third, break through the regime's information blockade by enabling unrestricted internet access. Deploy Starlink and other secure communications tools widely across Iran, and conduct cyber operations to disable the regime's ability to shut down the internet. Fourth, hold the regime accountable by expelling its diplomats from your capitals and pursue legal enforcement actions against those responsible for crimes against humanity. Fifth, demand the immediate release of all political prisoners. Sixth, prepare for a democratic transition in Iran by committing to recognize a legitimate transitional government when the moment comes. Supporting the Iranian people is not an act of charity, nor is it unwarranted interference. Global stability itself depends on the removal of this regime. Its 47 years of exported terror, nuclear threats, and regional chaos must end. This does not require putting boots on the ground. The Iranian people boots are already on the ground. They are the ones marching, sacrificing, and fighting for their freedom every single day. What they need from the world is resolute, targeted support to protect lives, amplify their voices, and hasten the collapse that that is already underway. But let me be clear, with or without the world's help, the regime will fall. It will fall sooner, and more lives will be saved if the world turns its words into action. A free, democratic Iran will not be a source of endless crisis. It will be a pillar of peace, partnership, and prosperity for the Middle East and beyond. The choice is clear. Stand with the people now, or watch the cycle of instability continue. As I have said to my compatriots, the noble and courageous people of Iran, particularly the young generation, I speak directly to you. Know that you have commanded the world's attention and admiration. History itself stands in awe of your bravery and your sacrifices. You are the immortal guard of Iran. Continue the fight as you have done so far. Do not allow this regime to create the illusion that life is normal. After all the massacres, there is a sea of blood between us and the regime. The regime, through severe repression, killing, and cutting off communications, is trying to instill fear and terror in you and to make you despair of continuing the movement and struggle. But know that because of your steadfastness and fight, thousands of military and security forces have not gone to work so as not to participate in the repression. Save the name of all these criminals. They will be prosecuted for what they have done. Yet justice alone will not heal all the wounds, but it will open the door to healing and a national rebirth. As for the day after our victory, I have a clear plan for the transition to democracy. Millions of Iranians inside and outside Iran are united around these 4 core principles: Iran's territorial integrity, separation of religion and state, individual liberties and equality of all citizens, and the Iranian people's right to decide a democratic form of government. The end of the regime will mark the rebirth of one of the most accomplished civilizations in history for the future of Iran and its people. Iran is blessed with extraordinary human talent and vast natural resources. Our people are highly educated, producing one of the highest numbers of engineers in the world, with around 70% women. Today, the corrupt regime wastes these gifts. In a free Iran, our resources and ingenuity will drive prosperity at home and strengthen global supply chains, including America's. A free Iran will be a game changer for peace in the Middle East and for Iran's relations with the United States and the West. The Iranian people love America and hate this regime. After its collapse, instead of death to America, the world will find a nation that embraces America as a true friend. President Trump brokered the Abraham Accords, bringing peace between Arab nations and Israel. I see extending this idea to a free Iran through what we could call the Cyrus Accords, honoring our ancient heritage of tolerance and partnership. The possibilities are